It's all about humanity.
Welcome in, everyone. I can see you all joining in the chat. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are coming in from. I'm Brian, the UK Bitcoin Master. This is the Bullish Bitcoin channel. I get it wrong every time because everything is back to front. It is 6 p.m. here in the UK. Wherever you are around the world, thank you for joining me. Much appreciated. As always, smash the like button, tweet this out where you can, reshare it on Nostr. Thanks, Neddy, for doing that. Eddie Willers, appreciate you, sir. Always retweeting me, much appreciated. And anybody else that does it, Adam Meister does it as well. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to put a disclaimer up now, and I'd like you to read it. Don't come here looking for any type of financial advice because you are simply not going to find it. That's not what I do. I'm just a regular Brit that's decided to go live Mondays and Thursdays just to rant my passion about Bitcoin and share with you guys any news that I feel that might be pertinent for those of you that are not all over this like I am, that might help you stay sane, keep a strong hand, build a strong hand. It doesn't really matter. So don't come here looking for financial advice, charts, price predictions, etc., because you're simply not going to get them. Okay, I've got a new screen I want to share with you quickly. This is now my donation page. You'll notice no more buy me a cup of coffee. I don't want to go into it. Friggin' nightmare. Anyway, so for anybody that uses Revolut, you can actually donate if you want there, and I don't expect it, but there's a way to donate fiat. There's some QR codes that all work if you want to make a donation. But again, like I've said a million times before, and I'll say it again, I don't do this show for any type of financial gain. I do it because I just want to help other people not get wrecked with all the rubbish coins that are out there. Very quickly, also, you should follow me somewhere else. This channel's gone down once already, and I've said it a million times, and I'll say it again. It went down last time without warning, and everybody's going, oh, where's UK Bitcoin Master gone? Where's UK Bitcoin Master gone? And nobody knew because they weren't in motion. If you're in motion, you're following me at UK Bitcoiner, and that lies dormant, so there'll be no notifications. And if this channel goes down again, and it may do, then I'll put my live streaming software there and you'll be notified, and then you'll know that I'm over there, and then you won't miss anything. So I would encourage you to at least follow me somewhere else. I would encourage you to get on the Orange Pill app. Fantastic app for Bitcoiners. Brilliant. If you use my link and you're not on it and you want to get on it, that link there is in the show notes. OPA will give you 5,000 sats once you've subscribed. So I would encourage you to check out the app that is designed for Bitcoiners. I would also say check out the Best of Exmoor, holiday company in the West Country of the UK, Exmoor National Park. Something like 200 holiday cottages with something for everyone, whether you're a pet lover or a pet hater, whether you want a sea view, whether you want inland with beautiful walks, whether you want 1 bedroom, 6 bedrooms, sleep 1, sleep 20. There's something there for everyone. So because they're a show sponsor and Chris is a Bitcoiner, as you can see top right, Bitcoin accepted here, then at least show it a bit of love, scan a QR code or click the link in the show notes. As you can see, if you do want to ultimately live on Bitcoin, you can even buy a holiday on Bitcoin. Okay, so let me get me back up. So there you go, people. Intro's out of the way. What do I want to say to kick off the show? Again, everybody seems to be freaking out. Everybody's dooming and glooming that the price is going to zero and the bear market's here and the bull market's over. And you know what? I can't answer that question. I don't know whether this cycle is going to be completely different to the last cycle. I don't know if we're going into a bear market. I don't think we are. But again, what do I know? What I do know is there's one hell of a lot going on in the US with Trump doing his best to crash the economy, to try, and I won't go into all of that right now, but there's a reason. Bitcoin cannot stay up right now when everything else is melting down. So understand that this could be a bear market. It might simply be, a big correction. But you know what? Take it as a buying opportunity. If you're deep enough down the rabbit hole, you'll know that Bitcoin is the best next Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going to become the future base money of the world. It is already a store of value. It's going to replace gold. It is going to eat into the financial system throughout the world. The fundamentals are rock solid. So why wouldn't you stack at cheap prices? Right now we're at 83,389. You're currently getting just around 1,200 sats per dollar. So if you've got $10, you can get yourself, what's that, 1,200 sats, like 12,000, is it? Yeah. And if you've got $100, 120,000 sats. So you can still stack Bitcoin at these really, really cheap prices. Okay, so let me just see who I've got in my chat, as I always do. Chelsea Baz, good to see you. JB Bitcoin is in the house. John G on catch up. Eddie Willers is with us. Mr. W's in the house. Elaine Mrs. UK is definitely in the house. She's downstairs. Justin is with us. Good to see you, buddy. Mike Danfer back again. Thank you for gracing my show. Yorkie Bitcoin is in the house. We've got Mike with us. BitcoinMaster has pounded. Thank you, Adam, as always. Carlinasia, oh my Lord, I don't mean to butcher that. I don't know which way round that is, but thank you for being here. Really appreciated. Who else have we got? Glenn coming in from Mexico. Good to see Mexico in the house. Mr. 60's with us. We've got Johnny Midas coming in from the desert in the US. Bram VDB is with us. Welcome, everyone. It is great to have you all with me. So what I want to do is get on with the show. And I want to give you a warning to kick it all off, if I may. And that is this. Eddie Willers pointed this out. Thank you. Listen, I've got a really small channel, but it's at least got the attention of some scammers, because this is a scam account. Look, I've circled where it's different. It says, under not crypto, it says at UK Bitcoin with no I. This is not me. And this is how scammers get you, people. When I send you a Twitter friend request, or whatever you call it these days, it is not me if we're already connected. So please do pay particular attention to this, because for all intents and purposes, this is my account. But it's not my account, as you can see, because they've dropped the I in Bitcoin. So I'm just saying, be really, really, really aware. Okay, so moving on, a few negatives to really get into the show. And firstly, I always said Bitcoin in the thumbnail. Bitcoin always wins out in the end. And it does win out in the end. No matter who's out there shilling their coin, shilling other people's coins for money, like this guy for a start. If you don't know who he is, his name is Ben BitBoy Armstrong. He had the BitBoy YouTube channel. He used to charge tens of thousands of dollars to shill coins for people. He's been arrested. It's all gone wrong for him. So basically, would you want to trust this guy with your money? So Ben Armstrong was arrested in Florida for sending harassing emails to a judge. You want to put your money with somebody that harasses judges? Okay, this is Armstrong's second arrest related to separate incidents. Widely known as Bitcoin, was arrested in Volusia County, Florida on Tuesday night and is currently being held without bail, according to jail records. Armstrong was taken into custody on a fugitive warrant, which likely resulted from emails he sent to a judge during his self-presentation in court. He had mentioned the warrant on X days before being taken into custody. So all of that said, where do you want to put your hard-earned money? Where do you want it so it is secure, people? And it isn't with people like this, with the coin he launched and everything else he used to shill. Secondly, I have no problem with, let me bring me back up. I have no problem with the free market at work. Let all the coins that want to spin up, spin up. If somebody is too gullible and they just get suckered in by the narratives to a coin that turns out to be a scam coin, then that's their problem. I try to help as many people as I can by running this show twice a week, but there are people that are going to just literally jump on a narrative and then they're going to go and buy a coin. And I'll tell you, one coin that you don't want to buy, in my opinion, is Ethereum. Just look at what has happened to Ethereum since it went over and moved to the proof of stake away from proof of work. And it says here, Ethereum crashes to 4-year low against Bitcoin. Ethereum's blockchain transitioned from proof of work-based security to a financialized security model on September the 15th, 2022. Since it forked to proof of stake, ETH has made new lows against Bitcoin. The merge and earlier changes like EIP 1559 were supposed to cleanse the blockchain of its electricity-guzzling stigma, and the community latched onto the changes in ETH issuance as a new era for ETH as deflationary ultrasound money. Oh dear, I wonder what went wrong there. Look, the free market has said that Bitcoin is the future of money. You've only got to look at its hash power. You've only got to look at the adoption of Bitcoin around the world, nation states, institutions, pension funds, states in the US, not the UK, because we are so far behind the curve. It is absolutely bizarre. But my point here is, back the winning horse, people. And look, don't take my word for it. Do your own research and you'll come to the conclusion that without a doubt, Bitcoin is a winning horse. You know, it has got first mover advantage. It's got the network effect. It's got the hash rate. It has got a global adoption happening. Just get on board if you're not on board yet. Do your own research. And if it feels right for you, then I encourage you, stack Bitcoin. We move on. Trump exonerates BitMEX co-founder in landmark anti-money laundering case. He's just exonerating them everywhere, isn't he? So President Donald Trump issued full pardons to the 3 co-founders of crypto exchange BitMEX on March the 27th, clearing their names years after they admitted to violating US anti-money laundering laws, CNBC reported. In 2022, the 3 co-founders received probation sentences and collectively paid tens of millions of fines to resolve both criminal and civil enforcement actions. Arthur Hayes, the former CEO, served 6 months under home confinement. Delo, the firm's former strategy chief, was sentenced to 30 months of probation, while Reed, who served as CTO, received an 18-month term of probation. Trump's pardons arrived just over 3 months after BitMEX itself agreed to pay $100 million to settle allegations that it failed to maintain required compliance programs for detecting and preventing money laundering. This, to me, smacks of Choke Point 2.0, trying to take down anything Bitcoin related they could. And that's all I see this as. But, you know, great. Trump has exonerated them. Way to go. Fantastic. Okay, what else? Oops, hang on. I've just got a pop-up just appeared. Kiyosaki. Now, Robert Kiyosaki, I've got a lot of respect for. I've read his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I think it was on the New York best-selling book, #1 for years and years and years. If you haven't read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I really would encourage you to read it. It is an incredible read. But that said, the guy blows hot and cold on Bitcoin. He always does. But that said, he's saying some good stuff here. Financial author Robert Kiyosaki has issued a warning about traditional currencies while advising his followers to earn and save in alternative assets like precious metals and cryptocurrencies. For many, many years, I've been recommending people not save fake money, aka fiat government money, Kiyosaki stated in an X tweet. For years, I have recommended saving real gold and silver coins, and recently, Bitcoin. Unfortunately, most people work for the save fake money. That is what they do. And sometimes you just can't change those people's minds. You really can't. So, like I said, Bitcoin's winning out. You've now got this. French blockchain group adds 580 Bitcoin to its reserves. You know, French tech company, the Blockchain Group, has just made its biggest Bitcoin purchase ever. The acquisition of 580 BTC, valued at around 50 million, was announced on March the 26th. This latest addition brings the company's total Bitcoin holdings to 620 BTC as it cements its position as a major corporate Bitcoin investor. Since November 24, the blockchain group has been buying Bitcoin, becoming the first European company to adopt a Bitcoin reserve strategy. This is going to... We are in an adoption phase that, to the outsider looking in that doesn't get Bitcoin, nothing seems to be happening. But adoption is like dominoes falling. First, you get a few dominoes, then it gathers momentum, and then the dominoes start to hit each other and they fall, and pretty soon it is cascading. That's how any adoption works. Even though it looks boring, the price is down from its all-time high of 109, I believe, to 83. The doom and gloom is out there rife. Don't be. If you believe in Bitcoin, take this as a buying opportunity to stack cheap sats. Because you know why? Bitcoin's dominance is winning out time and time again. It hits a 58% high as alt season remains elusive. What normally happens is you get a rotation where Bitcoin's price peaks. Everybody takes the money out of Bitcoin because the altcoins lag. They put it into altcoins and then the altcoins peak. But how long does that continue before it doesn't change and then Bitcoin just keeps taking the dominance? For me, I'm not interested in this rotating. I'm simply interested in holding my Bitcoin through the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, because the fundamentals are rock solid. So Bitcoin dominance has continued, its upward trajectory, currently sitting, this is a couple of days ago when I put this together, at 58.8%. That will have fluctuated. A significant climb from December's low of 51, marking the highest level since early 2021. The dominance is there for all to see, people. And if you're not seeing it, you've got to be blind. You got this one. Brazil eyes Bitcoin reserves to boost national prosperity. Brazil's vice president advisor sees Bitcoin reserves as essential for long-term national prosperity and economic resilience. Lawmakers proposed allocating 5% of Brazil's reserves into Bitcoin, aiming to modernize and diversify state financial strategies. A surprising statement came from Pedro Giacondo Guerra, a senior advisor to the vice president of Brazil. He said that Bitcoin is not just an ordinary digital asset, but can be the key to national prosperity. In his view, Bitcoin deserves to be a national strategic reserve. This is so powerful because why? Because Brazil are part of BRICS. And if you don't think BRICS are having discussions around Bitcoin, to circumvent the dollar, etc., then you are not down the rabbit hole, people. Big Mike, good to see you. Stacking Richie's in the house as well. Smash the like button, people, and share. I'd appreciate it. So even the BRICS nations are saying Bitcoin is the place to be. So do your research, get off a zero, and start building your position to hold your little portion of the world's money that can never be debased. Please. No financial advice intended. So, Bitcoin's the winner. Bitcoin's going to be the winner. I could say is the winner, but hey, listen, I haven't got a crystal ball, but to me it certainly looks like it's the winner. And yet, who remembers when this guy was shilling Terra Luna that collapsed and even had it tattooed on his arm? And I don't forget stuff like this, people, but these are big players in the crypto space. He heads up Galaxy Digital, but he's crap coined as well, people. So very hard to find true, pure, unadulterated Bitcoiners. And I know I'm one of them. Anybody else in the chat? One of them? Do you want to put it in there that you just hold Bitcoin and nothing else? Because I do. So New York Attorney General Letitia James has reached a $200 million settlement with Galaxy Digital over its role in the 2022 Terra Luna collapse. The firm allegedly promoted Luna while secretly liquidating its position, thus contributing to the token's collapse. I mean, what a dog. Just lining their own pockets, and they don't care what regular people they take down in the process. And that's what he and this company did. What else? El Salvador's pro-Bitcoin president, Nayib Bukele, to visit the White House for talks with President Trump in April. People, this is it playing out. I remember it was only a year or so ago, maybe two, can't remember. Time just flies when you're having fun. When Trump was, not friendly towards Nayib Bukele. He even said some horrible things about him. But all of a sudden, you can bet your bottom dollar now that with the team that Trump has put around him, that are many of them Bitcoiners, they're now saying you need to get Bukele in here and ask him what he's doing in El Salvador. Just crazy, absolutely crazy. Yeah, Ethereum has cannibalized itself with its L1 layers. Couldn't agree more. I'm going to say this again. Carlinasia. Couldn't agree more. Cannibalize yourself. Biggest downfall of Ethereum yet to go to proof of stake. And you even then had, didn't you, Chris Larson from Ripple, I think it was $5 million he gave to Greenpeace to try and beat up on Bitcoin using Greenpeace as the backdrop because it's got credibility to get Bitcoin to move to proof of stake also. Well, how did that work out? It didn't work out too well, did it? So you got Bukele going over to the White House. Look at this one. Bitcoin Archive tweeted, is Robinhood next to buy Bitcoin? So Vlad Tenev tweeted, the great wealth transfer is coming, and then Sailor underneath, buy Bitcoin. We don't know. We don't know, do we? But what I do know as a regular person is the dominoes are starting to fall. That's the key. They're falling and you are not stopping them. Crikey. According to my software, I've got hardly any viewers watching. Hold on. Flipping hell, my second monitor, the battery's just died. Oh dear. I thought I'd plugged the power lead in and I hadn't. That shows I'm live, doesn't it? So, it's happening, people. Just get on board if you're not on board yet. Prince Philip of Serbia, I've tried a few times to get him on my show. We were DMing, and then he stopped DMing me. Shame, really. I'd love to chat to him on my show. Prince Philip of Serbia, Bitcoin strategic reserves are already happening behind closed doors. It's happening, people. It really is. Okay, and then there's this one from Mark Moss, and I really love listening to what Mark Moss has got to say. If you didn't watch last Thursday's show where I ran the Mark Moss videos, you got to go back and watch them, people. They are so bullish. If you're bearish because the price of Bitcoin is 83,000, you are not bullish on Bitcoin. If you're bullish on Bitcoin long term, you're not worrying about what's going on day to day. Glyn, I'm still here. Good to have you still here, Glyn. Okay, Mark Moss tweeted, you don't get rich from revenue. And that was in response to this article. Even Americans earning six figures say they are living paycheck to paycheck, including people making over $200,000. I'm going to push back on that slightly. Here's the reality. The more we earn, the more we spend. Everyone, most people, not us, I'm sure not you Bitcoiners in my chat, but we certainly don't. We do not spend what we don't have. We learned a bitter lesson 20 odd years ago, which I don't want to drag up, but it taught me to live within your means, spend less than what you earn, and save what you can. Okay? And what I've seen throughout nearly 66 years on this earth is that the more people earn, the more they spend. The nicer the house, the flashier the car, the more expensive the holidays, the suits and everything else. Somebody earning 200 grand a year, if they can't make ends meet, they got to be in that camp, in my opinion. And don't forget, it is just an opinion. Okay. And here's one from Dan Held I thought was great. Altcoins waiting to see what Bitcoin will do next. Don't you just love it? And if you haven't seen this film, then you haven't seen the most incredible film, Forrest Gump, in all time. Absolutely loved it. So there we are. That is it. Let me go back. I've got a quick quote to share with you all. A great quote, actually, from Warren Buffett, funny enough. Diversification is protection against ignorance. It makes little sense if you know what you are doing. And in fact, underneath it says, diversification is Wall Street's way of saying, give us your money and we'll make sure that you never get rich. And isn't that a truism? There's those QR codes again for anybody who wants to donate a few sats. Like I've said, I don't run this show for financial gain, but some people have wanted to support the show. There you go. So that's it. I'm done. That's another show under my belt. Hope you got something from it, people. Yeah, like Elaine said, that went quickly. It does. Once I start leading up to the show, I'm literally like a duck on the water. I look very graceful, but I'm pedaling like mad underneath. Once the show kicks off and I get into it and everything's working and it hasn't fallen over, which that second monitor did, then I'm fine and the show literally flies by. But Uncle Hodler, good to see you, man. Where have you been? It's great to have you in the show live, mate. It really is. But that's it. I'm done. I'll be back on Thursday. We're back now in line with the US. So 6 p.m. London is now 1 p.m. Eastern because we had a clock change at the weekend. So if you got something from this, even if it's just revved up and bullish about Bitcoin again, come back again on Thursday. Bring a few friends. Tell others about it. I've had some really good numbers start to subscribe to the channel. We've jumped over 4,000 subs now. So I'm pretty excited about that. I've got to be honest. Big Mike, good to see you. But that's it. I'm done. I'll be back on Thursday with another live show. Come and join me. And until then, social media links coming up. Have a great morning, afternoon, evening, and week. And I'll see you all on Thursday.